Final Destination Bloodlines, directed by Zach Leplowski and Adam B. Stein, is the sixth installment of the popular supernatural horror series that debuted back in the year 2000. Unlike other horror franchises such as Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, Halloween, or my personal favorite, Friday the 13th, these movies don't have a slasher stalking the victims because the stalker is death itself. You can't see it, you can't hear it, you can't even fight it. And when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. But before we get into this review, please do me a favor by subscribing to the channel, like the video, and share it once it's done. Now, let's begin. The plot of Final Destination Bloodlines deals with a woman in the late 1960s who gets a premonition at a sky bar that leads to the death of hundreds of people. As with the other movies, she alerts everyone around her about the upcoming horrific ordeal before it happens, but unlike the other films, everyone in Death's way survives. No one is killed at the sky bar, but of course, the survivors suffer Death's fate as the decades pass. With Death not only disposing of the poor people that survived, it also eliminates their progeny, and their progeny's progeny, and their progeny's progeny's progeny. No one is safe. And if Death has you on his list, it's not a matter of if, but when he decides to take care of you. In this film, we see the origins of this series. All the victims connected to the sky bar are the parents or grandparents to the people that die in the entire franchise. We even see why Final Destination regular William John Bloodworth, played by the late FBA brother Tony Todd, knows so much about Death, but we'll discuss that later. However, unlike the other films, this installment doesn't do a great job of building up the anticipation before each kill. The premonition sequence in the first act is well staged, but other than that, this movie gets quite predictable once it reaches the end. As usual, these movies get ridiculous because it seems the more these characters try to avoid death, the more it leads them to their demise in unbelievable, gory, horrific fashion. You see people get reduced into torsos. Their heads get split into halves. Their entire bodies get eviscerated into giant sludges of the human cranberry. While all this happens, it seems the more they prepare to cheat death, the more it moves them closer to kissing it. With all this occurring, you would think the best solution would be to just live your life and let the chips fall where they may. But no one in these films is that bright. Even William John Bloodworth, the Tony Todd character, kind of emphasized this point once he appears in the second act. Of course, this was actually Tony Todd's last on-screen performance before his passing in November of 2024. And his statement on death being inevitable for us all was improvised. Knowing this would be his farewell film and the conclusion of an iconic acting career which spanned over 40 years, he wanted to express what life means to him as he emphasizes why death truly is the final destination. Unfortunately, even the great Tony Todd couldn't save this picture. This flick is thematically inconsistent. It doesn't follow the rules that it establishes early on in the film as Death kills a victim that isn't even supposed to be on his list. In addition, the convenience of all the dangerous and hazardous items spread everywhere to aid in the demise of the victims is silly and quite unbelievable. But at this point, I only have one question. Why do they keep making these movies? Then again, that should be a rhetorical question because we all know the reason why. With theatrical sales plummeting to the Indian Ocean, studios can always rely on well-known franchises to make a quick buck to meet their bottom line. With that said, New Line Cinema, aka the house that Freddie built, your profits are truly and unequivocally blood money. For Final Destination Bloodlines, I give it 2 out of 5 stars and a big thumbs down. Thank you for joining us at the Movie Insurrectionist. I am your host, Rashad, the Movie Insurrectionist. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the page, and share it with your friends. And remember, the theatrical release will never be televised. Take it easy.
Hi, we're looking for JB.
William John Bloodworth, but my friends call me JB. So, which one of you is next?
Hi.
I was sorry to hear about Iris. She saved my life.
When?
Everyone needs to get off the dance floor! The glass is about to break! Everyone needs to get off now! Wait, no!
Iris!
A long time ago, a young woman named Kimberly Corman found herself on death's list, just like you.